Right, well, the next topic is actually something we've probably already discussed. Is this the most competitive Premier League?
I'm all for it as well. I absolutely love it.
Not even close.
What is the most competitive?
I would probably argue when West Ham went down with 40 points.
Oh, you're just saying as an entire league?
Well, we're on about the Premier League, aren't we? Not the top 6.
Yeah,
I thought the most competitive to try and win. Or is that not?
Well, that's not what it says.
I guess it's two ways of thinking about it.
Is this the most competitive Premier League in history?
He's used to relegation, so he thinks about
Oh, no, but I was talking about as in...
title charge.
Yeah.
There's a lot of teams. It's not a one-horse race, not a two-horse race. There's lots of races in the horse.
The biggest discrepancy we've already mentioned between all the best teams and the lower teams. You're just saying any team could beat any other team. But surely then it's like...
I'm not saying that.
Isn't this the highest average points so far for the top teams?
That's what I mean.
Yeah, for the top 4.
That's quite competitive. That means there's a multiple teams. As in, what we're saying is it's not just one team leading the way and going off on their own holiday. We're saying there's a few teams in there who are doing...
But it has been like that for like 10 years.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. This time it's different because you know how there used to be a top 4 and then there became a top 6 and then it was just City. There's a little bit of Liverpool.
Well, no, actually, that's more to do with money.
But you know what I mean? You know what I mean? The original
Wait,
top
so
4.
the way you're approaching this is all teams have a chance of... doing well.
No, I'm saying it's the least competitive Premier League we've probably ever seen.
What?
Oh, but the West Ham example you gave was because any team could take points off any other team.
It was more tighter, closer together as a league.
Okay, I see.
Not everything's about the big 6, lads.
Yeah, no, but
okay.
All I was asking
we're
is
talking about the winners.
All I was asking is what perspective you were looking for.
Do you know about winning?
So you were talking about the league bottom and top being closer together as opposed to the front runners being all compact.
Let me just break it down for you. So in recent...
This is what I'm asking for.
No, in recent years, City have broke the points record, 100 points. They've broke the goal difference record twice. Them and Liverpool amassed 185 points when... they pipped Liverpool to the title, just the top 2.
Yeah.
When United won the league in 92/93, and them and Villa were the top 2, those pair amassed 158 points. That's nearly 30 points less than the top 2. In that same season as Villa United, the bottom 3 amassed 133 points. When Liverpool and City amassed 185 points, the bottom 3 amassed 80 points. Again, that's nearly 50 points. Just over 50 points differential.
That's what I was asking you, Thomas. I was asking what angle of competitiveness you were looking at.
As a league?
So the competition to win was less spread than it is in these recent years.
Well, no, but you could... Okay, if you want to argue that Liverpool City era was arguably the most competitive in terms of them two battling for the league, but everyone else was 30 points off them. So the question says, is it the most competitive Premier League in history? And it isn't. It's a Premier League, not a Premier League title race.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
And you could also argue it's only... It depends what you view as competitive.
The only reason why I thought of the original way I was saying it is because the immediate follow-up is Arsenal cement title charge on the notes.
I know, but it says, is this the most competitive Premier League in history? And the answer is no.
Was the Leicester City title win competitive, right?
Not really. They won it by about 8 points, 9 points.
10 points.
Was it 10?
Yeah.
We know
the teams are all pretty close, though, from like second to...
We'll look at the look at the bottom 3 and bottom 4.
No, that's what I'm saying. The bottom it was pretty tight, barring Villa.
Just speaking from experience, going up and down the leagues, this is the biggest gap I've ever seen from the Premier League to Championship.
Oh yeah,
look at the 3 clubs that have come up.
Yeah.
The Premier League is not competitive as a league anymore.
You can even see them with just Burnley alone.
No, barely anyone can.
Well, I mean, it's like they're still so far ahead of all other Championship teams.
Yeah.
When they play the other Championship teams,
Sheffield United 5.
That's what I mean. Yeah, but it's still
and they're still going to go down. Probably. Okay, as a title race, then if you want to talk about that, it's only 14 games. I don't know. You could have said this last year, and then City ended up winning it by what, 10 points?
Yeah.
Realistically, is that competitive?
Do you think City have broken the Premier League?
No, I think they're just...
No, because United did it prior, didn't they? You'd win 3
in a row. Would you say money has broken the Premier League?
Oh, it has, though.
I mean, that's been going on for 20, 30 years.
Forever.
But it is what it is. That's why it's such a big sport. That's why it's the biggest sport in the world. But
Do you think it's the most competitive?
A deeper question.
Well, at what angle would you be looking at it? Because obviously you still consider Newcastle in a title race, which means that anyone 6 and above is technically in with a shot of winning the Premier League.
It's a weird one because, like, if you go off point difference, I guess the point that you just made counts. But like, in terms of like teams being able to compete with the top teams, like there's a lot more in the mix now. Like for me, looking at the table, it's mental that like Brentford, who I really rate, are down in like 11th, and I look 11th upward. Like every team is pretty solid. I could beat anyone in that top 11, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's a fair point. But
the
look
gap
at 11
between the
down.
top half in the bottom is
The Premier League's like 3 leagues.
Yeah.
But even then,
It's like 4, really. This clip is brought to you by Super 6, and the Super 6 jackpot hasn't been won, so it's rolling over this weekend, which means £500,000 could be yours. You could win it, and even if you don't win it, it then goes over to £750,000. Get over to the app, simply predict 6 scores, and the jackpot could be yours. You can also compete against myself, Reeve, and Theo on the official Pitchside Mini League. Make sure you join that by using the code PTCH23. We're also giving away £100 classic football shirts voucher if you top our round. It's super simple. Just predict your 6 scores, enter your golden goal, hit submit, and you're all set. Follow the link in the description and play now.
Which league would Chelsea be in?
it's weird because like Fulham were solid like last season, weren't they? And they've just had a really good go at Anfield there, and they're all the way down in 14th.
I know, but like,
and when Paulinho doesn't play,
would you even give Sheffield United 1% chance?
No, like I agree. I see the point.
City?
Like like every promoted team that's came up are completely like shit.
Yeah,
like shit.
That's not fair. Luton have given people a good go.
Yeah.
Defensively, they're all right.
But
they're doing the proper way about trying to stay in the league. They're not. They're trying to damage control every game to a point where sometimes they'll get a draw and sometimes they'll nick a win.
Yeah, it's the way to do it.
Whereas Burnley are trying to outplay football against teams that are,
it can work. It worked for
Premier League
Leeds.
teams for clubs.
I actually think out of the 3 promoted teams, I look at it now and Luton seem like the most likely to stay up.
Because of how they play.
Yeah.
I agree.
And there also seems to be like just a bit of like a aura around.
It's because they've never been in it before.
Like,
you get the Kenilworth Town.
Do you know what I mean? You get my vibe.
I understand what you're trying to say, but Burnley are the best team out of them 3.
Well,
football-wise,
but
if Everton get
they'll sort it out. They'll get it together. Burnley.
If Everton get like another point deduction, that's like messing them up. Who's the
one?
They're
going to get another one. Why are they going to get another one?
There's loads of stuff there where they could have extra charge. No, there could be extra charges coming. There's nothing like obviously confirmed.
Really?
Well, at the end of the day,
they come through one at a time.
I mean, really, at the end of the day, probably Luton, Everton and Burnley all stay up, and it would be Sheffield United, Chelsea and City that go down.
Yeah. Probably.
Or do you reckon they might, if that happens, do you reckon the bottom 3 will still get relegated and City
5 teams go down?
and then 5 will come up?
No,
that would be class. How would
will definitely come
How
up.
would the playoffs work then? It'd be 4 automatics and then 1.
They do the top 4 and then they do a playoff from 5th.
Wait, what happens if
5th to 8th?
they both get their points deducted, but like City get more points deducted? So Chelsea only stay up because they got less points deducted.
Whoa.
What? So you mean if City end up on minus 485 points and then Chelsea are on minus 470?
Whoa.
How are they going to stay up?
How are they still going to stay up?
No, like they're like on like
they're not going to be 17.
They're on 10.
On minus.
They're on 10 points, and then like Sheffield United and Burnley on 9.
Wait, so you think? Sorry, in 24.
There's an example.
Right, there's an example. You think in 24 games remaining in the Premier League, Burnley are going to get 2?
Do you think if City got minus 50 points, they would still stay up?
Yes.
Yeah. Wait.
Of course they will.
Yeah, because they'd have like 30 something.
They'd have more than that.
It's like
but normally it's about 35.
They're going to get 40, they average 90 odd points.
If let's just say City got a 50-point deduction right now.
Point.
Yeah.
They still have 40 points.
City got a 50-point deduction right now and they're on minus 20. You don't think Pep Guardiola would do everything in his power to make sure he beats every single team?
30 points will keep you up this season.
To the Premier League.
Well, 30 points will keep you up this season.
Everton with 36 kept him up last year.
30 points will keep you up this season.
Do you think? Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably right.
Burnley and Luton aren't getting 30.
Minus 60 points.
Okay.
Also, guys, I just want to talk a bit positivity now. Because you remember how like back in the day, like late 2000s, start of 2010s, like every goal seemed to be a screamer. And then recently...
December 2006.
Recently, it just seems to be football's killing football. But I feel like over the last few weeks, we've got our game back. And there's been more screamers. Have it.
From 50 yards.
And if I was Trent, I'll be claiming that free kick.
But he can't.
Technically no goal.
Yeah, no. But McAllister, why is no one talking about McAllister's goal?
That was my favourite.
But by the way,
absolute joke.
They were?
By the way, he did that for Brighton against Leicester, right? And it
got disallowed, didn't it? Yeah.
Would have been the best hat trick in history.
Given
how many the goals that he scored in that hat trick.
Better than Dirk Kuyt's hat trick against Man United.
What was in that? An average of 6 yards.
Yeah. Do you think Fulham were actually like? Obviously, I know Liverpool. They had a lot of chances. But in terms of like the level of goal Liverpool scored at the weekend, Fulham must have been like scored 3 away at Anfield before we've lost due to the screamers.
Yeah.
It's the levels, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're going to have to hold
Klopp
back.
said beautiful goals, but we were a bit dumb.
You're going to have to firm that L, you weird cottage bastards.
It's Alisson tax as well, though, isn't it, really?
Some of them, like Kelleher, I think could have done better.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I think they could have done
thought he was really unlucky with the one, because the second one, when he pokes it in, because it looks like he's going to control it, so he rushes out.
Yeah.
He doesn't realise I felt a bit sorry for him there.
And probably really nervous, actually, because his first call-up for at least a long while in the Premier League.
Starts for Ireland and that, though. He shouldn't be nervous by now. Yep. You need to fucking grow up if you are.
I'll tell you someone who did grow up, or didn't grow up. Nicholas Jackson played football, and he seemed to be not affected.
That is the weirdest thing I've seen in a while, by the way. What's he doing?
That's very rogue for you as well.
And you've seen a lot of
weird stuff.
Including things I do, like alone.
Chelsea won 3-2 at home to Brighton, and Gallagher got sent off. Silly red card.
Yeah.
Was it? I thought it was harsh. I thought he won the ball on the second one.
What? He wiped the man out and then won the ball.
No, I can't remember.
You're right.
I thought he come from the side and won it.
No, he's wiped the man out and then won the ball.
What was the first yellow they had?
Damped someone's ankle accident. Bit of yellow. It's just 2 yellow cards.
It was in quick succession.
It was 2 yellow cards.
I think I only saw one replay. I thought he won.
The second one was a clear foul.
Oh, was it? Okay,
yeah, it was a clear foul. Brighton, they're struggling with injuries.
And the fact that they rotate 11s every game.
Yeah.
Which is an interesting way of going about things.
They're cooking in Europe, though.
Yeah.
And imagine being a Brighton fan at the minute, fucking Fatboy Slim going everywhere.
Oh, mate, that was the after party, wasn't it?
See that in Athens?
Yeah.
Mate.
He did one in Amsterdam as well, though, didn't they? After the Ajax game, apparently, yeah.
Oh.
It was
maybe he's just
sick.
He's going on tour wherever they go.
I've seen Fatboy Slim many times, and he's class.
What a great.
How have you made this about you?
Because
doing that thing with the meme in there.
Because you're a
Go
Brighton
in there
fan.
and make it all
I'm a
about
Brighton
you.
fan.
Well, technically, I do. I support a team that are called Albion in blue and white, so I could just go and follow them.
Is it blue? Oh, technically, yeah, it is blue. It's kind of dark navy blue, isn't it? Really? Yeah.
I always thought Albion were black and white.
Yeah,
Like Newcastle.
it's so
really?
close to
Really?
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Hey guys, it's now time to talk Super 6. We love Super 6 and 8. How do you do, Tom? Someone asked me how I did.
If I speak, I'm in big trouble.
How did I do, guys? Oh yeah, no, I got 13 points.
What was your perfect score?
Yeah, 13 points.
That's not.
I got West Ham Palace 1-1.
Yes, really?
Yeah.
I thought West Ham would win that.
Then
again, I did put clean sheets for home teams the entire thing.
I got 5 out of 6 correct results.
Do you reckon?
That's pretty good.
I'm jumping forward
good.
a little early to next week, but do you reckon Liverpool Sheffield United could actually be like 10-0?
Yes.
Well, or could it? Because of the appointment of
Wilder.
Yeah.
Hey, but you're not going to ask me what result I got wrong?
Well, it's City Spurs, surely.
Yeah, it is, yeah. I said 3-1. I said 3-1.
Yeah.
But I got all the results correct. I got 13 points. How many did you get?
That was 8, I think.
So, wait, really quickly, before we do the Wilder thing, how many points is everyone on overall?
I am on 166. Are you on the same?
165.
Nice.
Mate, the pitch
What
side.
are you on?
146.
How many